right, welcome back. All right, let's bring this thing back together where we were, and we were talking about the false witness, which has been identified now as that broken olive branch. And of course, because Israel is that nation created by the hand of God, as that witness nation created by the hand of God, now we see the false nation witness being representative of that same olive branch that was broken off. I mean, that's incredible, and it's so in your face. So what I'm showing you right now is this. This is a Freemasonic order, Lady of the Eastern Star, and it's for the ladies, okay, Freemasonry for the ladies. And I want you to see right here that they have the olive branch right there. Now, how do these nations, now like example for the United Nations, when you look at that emblem or that seal of the United Nations, you see the two olive branches that are circling the globe. Now that's telling you what their agenda is. Their agenda is to bring the whole globe under this unfaithful nation. Okay, this false Israel, this false representative nation of the false God. Now, that's really what it's all about. So let's look at another example of another Freemasonic order that is proudly showing off the olive branch here. And what you're going to see is the Knights of Pythias, which is another Freemasonic order. And here we have the olive branches once again. So what's important to understand is that Freemasonry has just really been the medium. Think about all of our politicians, okay? Freemasonry is all about politics, okay? And politics is what rules nations. So when you're talking about the nation of Israel, you're really talking about the politics and the rules, regulations, orders, traditions that are within that theological perspective. Okay, so the same thing with a nation, a real nation that has just evolved beyond the perspective of a theological view, and it's a civilization view in its entirety, where theology is just a part of it. Okay, but underneath of it all, they are still theologically minded. Freemasonry wants you to believe, if you follow the information about the Illuminati, they want you to believe that they're at war with the church, and they are. But they're not at war with spirituality, and that's the kicker. They're at war with the church, and the church represents who? Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's what they're at war with. They are at war with Jesus. They're not at war with the representation of a God or divinity. They show you who that divinity is that they worship. So that is how this thing has evolved over time. It has evolved through the influence of Freemasonry. Now, how does all this come about? Let's look at a little chart here. We have ancient Israel, which we looked at in 1 Samuel, which we're seeing was worshiping and in relations with these fallen gods, okay, Ashtaroth and Baal. So we have unfaithful Israel and faithful Israel all at the same moment in one unified thing. Then we have, as time goes on, the time of Solomon. Now we know the history of Solomon and what's happened. So once Israel is commanded to put away the false gods and even the artifacts, the technology that they were using from the false gods, then the Templar Knights enter into the scene. The Templar Knights hear about the fame of this. They go there, they uncover it. Freemasonry is born from the roots of the Templar Knights. The Templar Knights are heavily connected to the papacy. So from Freemasonry, born out of this knowledge of the Templar Knights, now do we have Freemasonry that begins to mimic the Bible, and all of their symbols are biblical and all their stories are biblical, is because they're connected from the Templar Knights. But the information that they're getting is from ancient Israel. Remember Ashtaroth and Baal, okay? So then the Freemasonry turns into the elites, and they're used to control the politics, and then the politicians turn into the unfaithful nation, and then that turns into the false witness, and then you see them all over the globe. I'll be back.